friends, up till now we have seen the detailed solutions of the MCQs, and now the wait is over. We are going to see the magic tricks for solving the MCQs. So remember that these tricks are applied for the given particular cases only, but using these tricks you can solve the problems whenever there arise such type of steps. You can use these tricks to solve the problems. So let us see some tricks. Here is the first trick. In today's lecture we are going to discuss the tricks for arithmetic progression. If the sum of n terms is given as a quadratic equation in n, if the formula for sum of n terms of an AP is given as a quadratic formula like this, Pn square plus Qn, in that case we can find the common difference of that AP as d equals to 2p, and the nth term of that AP is given by 2pn plus in bracket q minus p. Remember that p is nothing but the coefficient of square term and q is the coefficient of n. So this trick can be applied only when the given sequence is an AP and we have given the formula for sum of n terms of an AP, or we can find the sum of n terms of AP using the given sequence. In that case this trick can be applied. So in such type of problems the common difference d of that AP is given by 2p. So you have to remember this as a formula 2p, and the nth term of this AP is given by 2p into n plus q minus p. If you remember this trick, then you can solve such type of problems very easily. So let us consider one example. We have given the formula for sum of n terms of an AP as n square plus n, and we are interested in the common difference and the nth term of this AP. Using the formula for nth term you can find the any number of term. So if I compare this formula for Sn with this formula, I can get that P, which is the coefficient of n square, in this case it is 1. So I can write P equals to 1. Q, the coefficient of n, in this case again it is 1. So P is 1 and Q is 1, and we got this thing. Then the formula for common difference D is nothing but 2 into P, where P is 1, and so we get 2 into 1. Okay, so that is the common difference. Means whenever the sum of n terms of an AP is given, we can find the common difference, and it is simply 2. And then the nth term of this AP, the formula is given to us as 2pn plus q minus p. Putting the values of p and q, we can get the formula for nth term of this AP. We got this. This is very easy. If you remember this trick, the problem can be solved within 2 to 3 seconds, or at most 5 seconds are needed if you practice such type of problems. Using this trick, then the problems becomes very easy. So you must practice these tricks. Okay, now let us see the reverse check whether this is correct or not. The solution obtained using this trick is correct or not. So you can find now we have obtained that formula for Tn is 2n. So using this formula I can find all the terms of that AP, that is T1, T2. By putting n equals to 1 I will get T1, which is 2 into 1, 2. If I put n equals to 2 I will get T2, which is 2 into 2, 4. If I put n equals to 3, 2 into 3, 6, and likewise. So you can observe that this is an AP, the common difference is 2, and the first term is also 2. So here A is 2 and the common difference is also 2. And let us check whether the sum of n terms comes to be this given or not. So the formula for sum of n terms of an AP is known to me. It is n by 2 in bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. In the present AP, the first term a is nothing but 2. So if I put the value of a to be 2 and d to be 2, I will get 2 into 2, this 4. Then n minus 1 into d is again 2. So if I simplify this, I will get this as an answer. So inside the bracket there is 4 plus this is 2 into n2 and then minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is a 2 plus 2n. Also I had divided by, I had taken here 2 common. I had taken from this 2 common. If you simplify this, I had taken 2 common from these 2 and these 2 get cancels. So here remains 2 and these 2 get cancels because I had taken it outside and we have this thing. And you can easily observe that this is nothing but SN. Means just we have checked whether this tricks works or not, whether it is correct or not, and it works here because we got SN. Okay, let us. So just you have to remember this trick. Whenever the sum of n terms of AP is given like this, then the common difference of that AP D is nothing but 2P and the nth term is given by this. So you have to just remember this and apply it for solving such type of problems. Okay, let us see now the one more example for this. I have considered one sum of n terms of an AP. Again, I am going to check this trick whether it is correct or not. This is an AP. You can find that this 3, 8, 13, 18, 23 should give commas there, then you will get a sequence. And this is now the sum of n terms. If I add such type of n terms by using the formula for sum of n terms, it is n by 2. 2a means 2 into 3, 6 plus n minus 1 into the common difference in this case is 8 minus 3, which is 5. So solving this, you will get this. Now let us check for this SN whether the trick works or not. So whenever SN is given, we can find the common difference and we can find the nth term of that AP. In this case, by comparing this SN with the SN equals to Pn square plus Qn, I can write P is 5 by 2 and Q is 1 by 2. So if I compare this with Pn square plus Qn, I will get P to be 5 by 2 and Q to be 1 by 2. So by using that trick, I can write D equals to 2 into P means 2 into 5 by 2, which is 5. So you can observe that the common difference in this case is 5, 8 minus 3 is 5. And the nth term Tn is given by this formula. And if I put the values of P to be 5 by 2 and Q to be 1 by 2, and if I solve this, I will get this expression Tn, and by putting n equals to 1, 2, 3, and I'll get these terms. So it can be easily verified that this trick works because initially I have considered an AP, I have added the n terms and I got the formula for sum of n terms like this. It will always be a quadratic. The sum of n terms of an AP will always be a quadratic, and so I have this formula. And then I have checked whether the trick works. P, Q obtained, then D obtained, T, N obtained, and we can observe that we are getting the same sequence that we have assumed here. Okay, let us move further for the second trick here. It is very easy trick. So again, it is for an AP. There are two APs now. The first AP is such that A is the first term, D is the common difference, and Tn is the nth term. And another AP is there. A dash is the first term, D dash is the common difference, and Tn dash is the nth term. Sn denote the sum of n terms of an AP, and Sn dash denote the sum of n terms of another AP. So the trick says that whenever we have given the ratio of sum of n terms of first AP to the sum of n terms of second AP, like this, f of n upon g of n. F of n means it is a function of n, means it will contain the terms of n, and g of n again a function of n. Whenever we have given the ratio of the sum of n terms of the two different APs as the ratio of two functions of n, then using this trick we can obtain the ratio of the nth terms of the two APs. And to obtain the ratio of nth terms of the two APs, we have to just replace n by 2n minus 1 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. That will give you the ratio of nth terms of two APs. So let us consider now one example in which we have given the formulas for sum of n terms of the two APs. Sn is given as, we have considered two examples in the first trick here. Sn is the sum of n terms, which is n square minus n, and Sn dash is the sum of another n terms of another AP, and therefore Sn upon Sn dash can be calculated. Sn in this case I can write it is equal to n into bracket n minus 1, and in the second case if I take n as a common in bracket, there remains 5n plus 1 upon 2. And if I take the ratio of these two APs, this n and this n will get cancelled, and we have n minus 1 upon this term. So I have rewritten like this, and then cancelling n, I got this thing. This is the ratio of the sum of n terms of the two different APs. Sn is the sum of n terms of first AP, and Sn dash denote the sum of n terms of another AP. And if we have the ratio of the sum of n terms of the two different APs like this, then by using above trick to obtain the ratio of nth terms of these APs, we have to replace n by 2n minus 1 in this formula. So just replace n by 2n minus 1. Here I have replaced n by 2n minus 1. This minus 1 as it is. In the denominator also 5 into replace this n by 2n minus 1, and this plus 1 as it is. So solving this, you can obtain the formula for the ratio of nth terms. In particular, we may be asked to find the ratio of fifth terms. In this case, nth term, nth term. First AP nth term upon the nth term of second AP, that will be this one. So using this formula, I can find the ratio of any number of terms. The fifth term upon fifth term of another AP. By putting n equals to 5 in this formula, I will get T5 upon T5 dash. Very easy trick. You can solve this such type of problems using this trick very easily. Remember that the two APs are given and the sum of n terms is given. Sum of their n terms is given. The ratio of the sum of n terms is given, and using that we can obtain the ratio of the nth terms of the two APs. Hope you got this very easy. If you remember this trick, the problem can be easily solved. At most, it will take the time for calculations only. If you have the calculation speed good, then you can solve this problem in 5 to 10 seconds. Or if your speed is not that much fast, in that case also you can solve such type problems in at most 30 seconds, not more than that. So let us see now the third trick here. The third trick is also similar to that of the previous one. In this case also we have given the two APs like this as in case of the previous one, and the ratio of the nth terms is given now. In this case, the ratio of nth. In previous case, the ratio of the sum of n terms was given, and in this case, we have given the ratio of nth terms as f of n upon g of f. F of n means it will contain the terms of n. G of n means it will contain the terms of n again. In that case, the ratio of their sums, the ratio of the sum of n terms of the two APs is given by this formula. It is just obtained by replacing n by n plus 1 in the numerator and n by n plus 1 in the denominator also. Means whenever we have given the sum, ratio of sums, in that case to find the ratio of nth terms, we have to replace n by 2n minus 1. And if the ratio of nth terms is given and we need to find the ratio of the sums, in that case we have to replace n by n plus 1 by 2. We may consider one example of this kind. Let us see one example. We have given the ratio of nth terms as tn upon tn dash, which is equals to 2n plus 3 upon 5 minus 3, and we want to find the ratio of their sums. So the simple trick is to replace this n by n plus 1 by 2 and replace n by n plus 1 by 2 and perform the calculations. You will get this. Using this, you can find the ratio of sum of any number of terms, that is s5 upon s5 dash can be calculated by putting n to be 5 here. If I put n equals to 5, I'll get 2 into 5, 10 plus 8 is 18. And in the denominator also, if I put n equals to 5, I will get 5 5 is a 25 minus 1 is a 24, and I will get the required ratio like this. So whenever we have given the ratio of nth terms of two APs, we can obtain the ratio of sum of n terms by replacing n by n plus 1 by 2. Okay, let us move for the fourth trick. It is very easy and very simple trick. This trick can be applied only for such type of particular problems. Whenever in an AP the pth term is given q and the qth term is p, means these are interchanged. This the number of the term and the value of this term are interchanged. That is pth term is q and qth term is p. In that case, I can obtain any number of term of this sequence by using this formula. Means if I need to find the nth term of such type of AP in which TP is Q and TQ is P, then the nth term is given by P plus Q minus N. So in particular, if I need to find TP plus Q, means replacing this N by P plus Q here, I will get 0. If TP is Q and TQ is P, in that case, TP plus Q is a 0. Let us consider one example in which we have given T3 is 5 and T5 is 3. Then the nth term is given by this formula P plus Q. Here is it is P and this is Q. P plus Q minus N, that is 8 minus N. Using this formula for Tn, I can actually obtain the terms of this AP and I can verify whether I am getting T3 is 5 and T5 is 3 or not. Let us find the values of T1, T2 by using this formula for Tn. We have now Tn equals to 8. This is the answer. This is the nth term of this AP. But I am verifying whether this trick is correct or not, whether this trick works or not. If I find T1 by putting n equals to 1, I will get 8 minus 1, 7. If I put n equals to 2 in this formula, I will get 8 minus 2, 6. If I put n equals to 3, I will get 4, 5 and likewise. So what do you observe that T3, I got here 5 and T5, I got here 3. And using the formula for Tn, I can obtain the 100th term, any number of term I can obtain here. So T100 is nothing but 8 minus 100, that is 5 plus 3 minus 100, which is we can find any number of term of this sequence if we have given such type of data, that is TP, p the term is Q and Q the term is P, then it's any number of term is given by P plus Q minus N. Okay, hope you got this. Very easy. If you remember these tricks, the problems becomes very easy. You can solve this type of problems in very few seconds here. Let us see now the fifth trick. Again, it is similar, somewhat similar. If the sum of p terms is given to be q, all these are tricks for AP. If the sum of p terms of an AP is q and the sum of q terms of AP is p, then the sum of p plus q terms is given by minus in bracket p plus q. So for example, if we have given the sum of 17 terms is 19 and sum of 19 terms is 17, then the sum of 17 plus 19, that is 36, yes 36, will be equals to negative of p plus q, means negative of the sum of these two, that is minus 36. Very easy trick. So you have to remember these tricks. To use these tricks, you must again and again solve using these tricks, the problems using these tricks, then you can remember these tricks. Now let us move further for the last trick for today's lecture. Again we have an AP and it is given that SP equals to SQ, that is the sum of P terms of AP and sum of Q terms of EP is also same. In that case, SP plus Q is a 0. Let us verify this trick whether it is true or not. Let us consider the first term of an AP to be 1 and the common difference is minus 2 by 7. I have considered this particular example in which I will get S3 and S5 same. I can use this trick only when I know that sum of P terms of AP is equal to sum of Q terms of same AP. In that case, I can write SP plus Q is 0. So let us see here. I'm considering one particular example. This I have chosen by deriving by using this condition. I have obtained these values of A and D, and now I'm verifying this trick whether it works or not. So using the formula for sum of n terms, I know the formula for sum of n terms. It is SN is equals to n by 2 in bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula. Using this formula, I have obtained S3. S3 means n is 3 now. So n by 2 means 3 by 2. In bracket 2, a is 1, 2a will be 2 plus in bracket n minus 1 means 3 minus 1 into this. So by performing these calculations, you will get this. You can check it yourself. And using the same formula for SCN, I can find S5. Using the same formula, I can find S5, and it also comes to be 15 by 2. You can pause this video and you can perform these calculations and check whether it works or not. S3 is 15 by 7 and S5 is also 15 by 7. Now let us check whether this SP plus Q comes to be 0. Now in this case, P is 3 and Q is 5. So SP plus Q means S8. Again, using the same formula, I have calculated S8 here by putting n equals to 8. A is 1 and D is minus 2 by 7. I have calculated and it comes to be 0. So this trick works here also. So I have derived this, the values of A and D, by assuming SP to be SQ. Here, let us see one example of that also. I have assumed here SP, the formula for sum of P terms, the sum of Q terms, and I have equated that SP equals to SQ, cancel these two, and then solving, I got this, I got this. You can verify these calculations, and I got finally this. And then by letting the values of P to be 3 and Q to be 5, I have calculated the value of D. Initially, I have taken A is 1. So using this A equals to 1 and D equals to minus 2 by 7, I can say that SP is equal to SQ. So let us not go for this. In the question, you will be given SP equals to SQ. In that case, you can directly write SP plus Q is 0. I am showing these calculations only for this purpose, that I have taken the values of A and D by finding, by considering SP equal to SQ, and by assuming some values of some particular value of A, and then by taking the values of P and Q, I have calculated D, and using that values of A and D, I have calculated S3, I have calculated S5, and I got those to be equal. And then by using that trick, SP plus Q should be 0, I have verified it also comes to be 0. So dear students, hope all of you have got these tricks. The tricks can be used only when the particular situations arise. Otherwise, you can use these tricks in the steps also. In some problems, in lengthy problems, you may arrive at these steps, and in that case you can apply these tricks. So let us remember these tricks. If you remember these tricks, then the problems can be solved in very few time. Hope all of you have got these tricks. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can post in the comments. You can also WhatsApp me, or you can also call me. In rare case you can call me, but you should comment in the comment box. You should text a message on WhatsApp. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, you should subscribe to channel to get more tricks and more problems. I'm going to cover almost all the contents in these video lectures, and all these are free for all the students. So thank you once again for watching this video.